Overdominance and underdominance are where the phenotypes of heterozygous individuals lie outside of the phenotypical range of both homozygous parents. Overdominance gives an improved performance of progenies relative to their parents. As a consequence of allelic interactions, heterozygous birds outperform the homozygous ones. This helps to maintain allelic diversity. We can understand this better from an analogy. Imagine someone who is a great gardener but not so good at making things. His garden has beautiful flowers and tasty fruit and vegetables. Now, imagine someone else lacking the green fingers but great at making things. Her garden has posh raked beds and a smart tool shed and a brilliant wood-framed greenhouse. But it's a bit weedy and not everything grows quite as well as it might. The two meet and make a garden together, and it's top of the pops, lovely, productive, and smart. That is how overdominance works. One allele works okay, and the other isn't too bad, but put them together and you get something special. Some loci involved in broodiness and in egg-laying behaviour have been shown to be overdominant. Growth is also a complex polygenic character and associated with some overdominant genes, including some involved with lipid metabolism. Overdominance of performance traits such as egg-laying and growth is one cause of hybrid vigour, and that in turn is why particular hybrid types are favoured for the commercial egg and meat production. It is also very highly likely that some of the genetic components of disease resistance show overdominance, as they show very high levels of heterozygosity. For some parts of the immune system, heterozygosity can be up to 80 and 90%, possibly making these genes the most polymorphic genes in vertebrates. This genetic diversity allows individuals to present a broader spectrum of antigens, which is how we and our chickens are protected against diverse pathogens. So important are some of the high diversity regions of the immune system genes that chromosome inversions have evolved to keep specific gene combinations, called haplotypes, together. These structural chromosome rearrangements help suppress recombination and can also help maintain alleles in the heterozygous state, even during inbreeding. Homozygosity of immune system genes has very deleterious effects, not just on immunity, but also on other serious traits, such as embryo survival. It is one reason why nature has evolved ways to try and avoid and ameliorate inbreeding. Now, we will briefly consider the opposite of overdominance, which aptly enough is called underdominance. In underdominance, heterozygous individuals perform less well than either parent. For our analogy, imagine we have two musicians. One of them is the lead singer of a punk rock band, and the other is a cello player in an orchestra. We put them together and ask them to write a song, but they can't agree on the lyrics, the melody, or the tempo, and so nothing much good comes of it. That is like underdominance, when the alleles work fine in their own environment, but put together they don't really fit in either environment. This tends to lead to the fixation of one allele or another in any particular environment, because the less good alleles can't lurk around hiding in heterozygous birds, like they could if one allele were fully dominant over the other one. Underdominant genes are not really well known in domestic chickens, partly I suspect because they tend to lead to the elimination of one or the other allele. However, one publication I found suggested that there may be underdominant genes associated with early female embryo death during egg incubation, something which has also been seen in other birds. It is also possible that underdominance plays a role in heterozygous disadvantage in hybrids that aren't as good as either parent. However, I think it's more likely that this is mostly due to another phenomenon which we'll consider in a future video.